You ever look at nature and feel happy? Then suddenly a wild animal comes after you because you're in its area. You have to fight back. That's basically Monster Hunter. Now, with that intro out of the way, welcome back to Can I Beat Monster Hunter World Without Any Armor? But this time, with its expansion, Iceborne. Released in September 2019, it would give us a new storyline, a new location, a new rank, and of course, new monsters. Oh yeah, and the clutch call, but we don't really like to talk about that at all. Eric, you want to know what it's time for?
Wordle.
The, I didn't. I didn't know your name was Eric. Now
Oh.
this is new information.
All I heard was, time for whatever you fucking said. Yeah, that's all I heard.
Before we actually go into the expansion, I wanted to see if I could even handle mastering. So I went for the next best thing, and that was a 9-star Teostra fight. After almost defeating it once and looking at the part screen for about an hour.
Jackie Chan.
Allegedly.
Allegedly!
There you go.
Allegedly!
Mad TV show.
Volume wins with a Blackie weather report. Ollie?
It's raining sideways. Is that your word?
Yeah, Ollie Williams with a Blackie weather report. There's the word. It's all one
Either
sentence.
need coffee or alcohol or both.
What fuck time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock. We've been doing this for a fucking hour.
You're going to have just an hour of footage of
I
a bunch of bullshit going on in the background.
I don't
And you're
even
like, just ignore this.
I don't even want to do. No, I'm not even playing the game. I've been looking at this fucking depart now screen for the past hour. And getting a communication error in another attempt. A fucking communication error. That's crazy. Yes, I know that I was hitting the monster when I got the communication error. I just needed to be mad at something. No, we giving you a communication error right fucking now in the middle of this. Hey, I got the fucking vigorous revival. All right, you know what? I think that's a sign to stop hunting this Tiestra. I knew I was ready for whatever the expansion can throw at me. Now that we were done beating a literal fetus that could have destroyed the world, it was time for us to do what every hunter does and needs to do. That is, to walk around the ecosystem, see if it's messed up anywhere. With us walking around the ancient forest, we see that a Legiana has made its way from the core highlands to the forest. If I know my ecology in the game again, it's not supposed to be here. As we reach the edge of the forest, we see that they're starting a migration. To where? We don't know. And we don't know why.
Legiana tracks here too. There are so many. Where are they going?
So we reported back about the migration, and we were told to follow them. As we were following them, we see that there's a new landmass off in the distance, but we couldn't get any closer due to the high winds. But us being the badass hunters we are, we decided to fly over there and see what was up. After falling from the sky, we then landed on some snow. After that, we decided to take a look around to see if we can set up camp. After setting up camp, we decided to change our clothes to fit the weather more naturally. Don't worry, this armor isn't actually armor, it is still considered layered armor. For all you technical people out there, you're not technical people, then it's the fucking rules that I set up. After putting on our new clothes, we decided to take a look around and see that we're in Canada. And then after that, we decided to take a look even more around. Who would have guessed? And see that we ran into an ice fish. But not just any ice fish. A Beatotus. A large monster? No way. You must be out of your fucking mind.
I think we found our first tracks. Right. A popo? I'll look around for a landing site.
For those of you unaware what a Beatotus is after that intro, it's basically just like a Geratotus, except you give it the ice element and a very sharp horn, and boom, you got a Beatotus. The way that the Beatotus moves is either using its two legs and or dives into the ground and uses its horn as an icebreaker, like on a ship, to move around through the snow and ice. After a very long battle and nearly fainting many a times, but due to the vigor while survive, I was able to beat it on my first try. It was a very surprised thing, too. I was like, what the fuck? After a bit of ice fishing, we then found a new spot for our new base camp for this location. After everything was settled, we were then sent on an investigation in the new region, now called the Hoarfrost Reach. As going through the Hoarfrost Reach, we then found Mother Nature blocking us. And after a few tremors, we then meet a Barbaro. Yeah, okay. I was like, is it the Bombaros or the Viper?
What did this?
Now, after meeting the Mombara, you can see that it's practically a moose with shorter arms on steroids. That's terrifying. And just like the Diablos, it's a herbivore, but with a very territorial personality. You'd think this thing be like an omnivore, the way it fucking throws things at me. You might also be wondering what the horns are used for. Well, they make this thing into a living bulldozer by throwing rocks and trees at you, or just anything it doesn't really like in its territory. That is a tree. Hey, where'd you get that piano? Now, one thing I really like about early game Iceborne is that they sent me on expedition missions. With expedition missions, you don't really have to care about feints and then failing the mission. You know, what is this, 5? Bro, fucking die already. Alright. We'll see. But also, it's kind of insane. Fucking, homie used tail whipped and instantly took me down. Tail whip's not supposed to deal any damage. It's only supposed to lower my defense. Kia! Ow. How did I fucking miss? Now you see what happened was this. Yeah. Yeah, I can feint as many times as I want. So with that being said, I easily then defeated the Bombara. After doing a quick debrief with our commander, we then found clues about the migrating Legiones and why they came over here. Then I did a quick minigame that makes no sense. Bro, look at this fucking thing. I mean, it makes no sense in the sense that there's no patterns. You just press the random buttons and pray that you get it. Honestly, still one of the greater things in Celiana. I just hate that they did it like that. After that, we made our way to the Hoarfrost streets once more, so then I can do some side quests and make life a bit easier in the canteen. It was now the next day, and I was ready for whatever the game could throw at me. We were told to investigate the underground area of the Reach. There we find out that the underground area is very warm because of the geysers in the area. Here, we meet our first subspecies of the expansion, that being the Viper Topikadachi.
Follow the scout flies.
Oh, if that's the case, then we're both heading the same way.
You sure about that? I mean, other than that opening, I can't find any other place to go.
I'd like to have a look, but
Yeah, there it is. Why does it look a lot bigger in this cutscene?
guess it'll have to wait. Always ready. You with me.
Okay. Maybe she's somehow already.
Now, here's an image of the Viper Topikadachi and the regular Topikadachi. I want you to find the similarities and the differences. Alright, good. Now that I can tell that you're not colorblind, you can see that there are different colors. Now with that out of the way, let's go on what makes these species really different. The Viper being more agile on the ground compared to its flying squirrel counterpart. That, and it uses poison instead of the thunder element. You can see spikes on its tail that it throws at you whenever it decides to use its tail. How do you know where I am? After a couple feints, I was finally able to hunt it down. But it was by this time I also realized I needed to up my game a little. And by little, I mean by getting the Temporal Mantle. But there was one problem I always ran into my head when I was thinking of getting it. That would be fighting the Teostra and Lunastra. Being the weak body that I had was not going to last very long without any proper resistance against them. So I decided to give up on that little adventure right there. Next, we were told to head back to Astera and help with some new monsters running around and messing with the ecosystem. As well, our regular handler is away, so we have our new improved handler. Next up was another subspecies for the Puke Puke. It was given the name Coral Puke Puke. They're looking like a coral. I know, not the greatest naming system here, but you know, it's right there. And was that a stupid and didn't press record.
It's not like you haven't done that before.
Shut up.
It's not like in your first video. It's like I forgot to record this, but I did this anyway.
Shut up. Alright, listen here.
Times.
Instead of it using poison, it blasts you with water like a fire truck. It can use its tongue to make the water split so it can hit you from both sides. I try to look up the ecology of these monsters, otherwise it would be pretty fucking boring. And the Monster Hunter Wiki says that this monster is not aggressive unless provoked. I assure you many a times, those things are not... They hurt. They hurt me. But as well, this thing has a fucking turf war with the Rajang. The Donkey Kong made nightmare. Now this was the first monster that actually gave me trouble. And by that I mean it took me a while to beat this pink bitch. It's funny enough, that's always the pink ones that give me trouble. Yes, I'm looking at the pink Rathian. Jesus. Game, I don't want to be Hydro Pump.
What? Getting waterboarded over there?
Surprisingly, yes.
Kinky.
It's really not when it's being pressurized at, you know, at fucking, at a speed of a pressure washer.
Just say you can't handle it.
I can't handle it.
It's too much.
I don't see you getting waterboarded via pressure washer. I don't like that I'm getting a lot of ocean-related songs while fighting this thing. Motherfucker!
Your fucking nose.
You know what? I'll take that. I won't take that, though. After a few attempts, I went to go and hunt the Black Diablos to see if it was me or the game was actually getting harder. It was, in fact, the game getting harder. With me learning that the game was getting harder, I had to change how I hunted them. That was the key. How to hunt them. For those of you that don't know, this game gives you 3 objectives. That could be hunt, capture, or slay. Capture and slay are pretty self-explanatory, but with us, this lies with hunt, because hunting a monster can be capture or slaying. So instead of slaying them, I went to the capture method, which was going to be a tiny bit harder, but also easier.
How much I look at that?
Gastrodon, protect me.
Yes, because sniffing its ass is gonna protect you.
I say capturing's a tiny bit harder because in mastering, the monsters can actually adapt to the traps and anything that really stuns them. So I try to be careful not to overload them with a bunch of traps and stuns. So with that change, I was finally able to hunt the Coral Puke Puke. Once a species down, another one to go. Next was the Nightshade Palumu. This time it went from a white rat to a normal rat this time. As well, it can expel sleeping gas from itself, and not only this one likes to stay up in the air a tiny bit longer than its normal counterpart.
with us? That's a relief.
You can see where I had a problem with this, mainly me using the charge blade. I could hit it, but I had to be really close and pray I didn't get hit that often. As well, I had to be fast when switching modes. So, my friends during this hunt were going to be flash pods, and after a few attempts, I was able to hunt it. This is literally the plan. It's the only plan I have until,
Beginning to believe
you
there
know,
is some
it's time for
unique
Volcana.
species in the
Now this, my friends, or people watching, this is where the run has reached its climax. You can see the bar in the video reaching the end, so I won't sugarcoat it. This is where I choked the hardest. This is the monster that made me quit this challenge for now. It was none other than the Barioth. This flying wyvern was the bane of my existence. But that's to be expected when going up against one of the many walls that people have had to go against. It was so bad that it ruined the fun for me. And honestly, I think that was the more disappointing parts. I would load up a hunt only to get two faints and then realize that today's not the day. And then remember, each run took 30 minutes or more because I had to play more cautious than I ever had to play before. So, I did what any good man should do. When he faces with a challenge that he can't beat, I uninstalled it. Maybe I'll come back to it one day, but that'll take a while. Now it's time to reflect of what I could have done differently, because looking back at my recordings, I realized I've done some pretty dumb things. And plus it'll be helpful to remember. I could have used the traps a bit more. I did get some leeways when it comes to them adapting. I could have tried to use the clutch claw more. That was a bit harder to do. Because anytime I get on the monster, that's a risk of me getting hit. So there's a lot of major pros and cons to what I could have done differently. So until I decided to try this challenge again, the question, can I beat Monster Hunter World Iceborne without any armor? Is a no. So with that being said, we wait for Arch-Tempered Arkfeld and the expansion for Wilds, where I will also try this challenge. But until then, happy hunting!